There we are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sunny and 66 degrees here in the western slope of the Rocky Mountains. Just waiting for some people to show up. The beard's being weird again today. Alright. Let's throw up some... Alright. Got all the notifications out and whatnot, a little bit late. Restream actually letting me broadcast to my SeazndMedic Facebook page, so that's something new. It'll only be till September 1st for free. They taking pity on us poor slobs that were on Mixer. It will be shut down in less than 2 days. Less than 2 days. Alright, well, let's see here. Wish I could split that. Still working with what we've got going. I think we'll keep the gold material until we actually have some people in chat. That'll be great. So, hello. How are you? How's it going this morning? I actually spent a little bit of time getting set up. We were able to put the Facebook, excuse me, we were able to put Facebook on the restream till September 1st. I'm doing good this morning. I'm doing good. Yeah, I was able to move the Facebook people over here, so now at least I can see everything on one screen until September 1st. Sorry. I'm going to step away for 1 second while everybody's starting to filter in, and I'll be back. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. Got a little... Yes, correct. I'm a retired public safety paramedic. I specify public safety because people often confuse it with military. I was not a medic in the military. I was not in the military. I was just public safety paramedic and EMT for just over 30 years. And hence the reason why I have on there the PTSD advocate, mental health advocate. And that's why I'm here, actually, is to try to both show people that you can live every day with a mental illness, or if you prefer, a disability or a mental health diagnosis. I don't like labels. Hello, how are you? Yeah, we just gained 4 followers on Twitch. Welcome. So yeah, I was on ambulances, fire trucks, and I've worked in emergency rooms and in hyperbaric medicine inside the hyperbaric chambers, most commonly known for treating decompression sickness or the bends for divers, but there was many other uses for hyperbaric medicine. No, Papa Anomaly, no, I've never had that as a username. That's not me. I've been called many things, but not that. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. Looks like Raging Fire still has his auto host working off a mixer until it dies in the next 2 days. If anybody is seeing this on Mixer and they're lurking in the background, go over to our Twitch page. Well, let's see. We've got our Discord. I guess I should make one for our Twitch address, shouldn't I? Let me put that in there real quick. HTTPS. Sorry for the tap. Okay. There we go. That will help people find us over there. Who was Papa Anomaly? I'm just curious, so I don't have to Google him and try to figure out if it comes up. Is it the Father Christmas beard that you're confusing me for someone else? Not sure. So anyway, so they were here, they were curious. 4 people joined and 1 person took it back. Okay, good deal. Understand. All right, well, like I was saying this morning, it's 66 degrees here on the western slope of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Still got just less than a month before we're moving to Central Florida. Yay! Got most of our house in boxes and piles and things, just waiting for the move, because we were going to move this last month, and things just didn't work out that way. So my wife went ahead to Florida and is staying in a temporary housing until she can find us another place to live here in the next couple of weeks. And once we have an address and everything will seem like it's, really, really happening. I'm sure it really seems like it's happening for her, because she's over there by herself, and her and the cat are by themselves, and me and the dog and my son are here. So that makes it difficult. Let's go over to our Discord. Find my news that we didn't cover yet. All right. Let's see. So the first article. So originally there was a study that came out about people with type O blood being less vulnerable to the COVID-19 virus. An article on CNN. It was written by Katie Hunt, and it was posted on the 16th. It said that study published this week counters some of the earlier findings, and a reminder that scientific discovery is always an evolving process. Researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital and Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital published a study Thursday that found no evidence that blood type affects whether someone develops symptoms defined as being intubated or having to be placed on a ventilator, or death from corona infection. Past research indicated that certain blood groups let's try that sentence again. Other past research indicates certain blood groups may affect vulnerability to other diseases, including cancer. So maybe it was their sample size that they had taken initially. Maybe it's this study's sample size that isn't big enough. I don't know. But there were, neighbors moving their truck, I guess. I guess the sample size could have had an effect, but my wife and I were like, hey, we're both type O. I'm O+, she's O neg. And we're less vulnerable because of our blood type. And people with AB blood type were in the first study, were shown to be more at risk. So maybe it was just the sample size that was part of the problem. It's hard to tell that way, I guess. Let's see. The next article that we were looking at, and you can find these things. If you don't want to spoil what we're going to talk about, or if you want to read ahead, so you can talk about it, they are all on our Discord page, which is the Medics Discord. Discord.gg/r. To join, if you don't have permissions automatically in the chat sections, just send a quick message to me, SeazndMedic, and I'll make sure that your permissions get fixed, because there have been some issues. It doesn't automatically give anybody any permissions. Next article actually came from Hampden County, which was the 22 News, WWLP News, in Massachusetts. It says, as we approach 100 degrees weather in western Massachusetts and everywhere else, that we have higher temperatures, dog owners should consider taking extra precautions to avoid heat stroke that are potentially fatal to their pets. According to a new study from Scientific Reports, breed, age, weight can put certain dogs at a higher risk of heat-related illness. Most at risk weigh more than 110 pounds. So our Fiona, our St. Bernard, is at higher risk for heat stroke and heat-related illness than our Labrador that we used to have. Providing them a shady area as much as possible, not leaving them out for more than 10 to 15 minutes in 100 plus degree temperatures, letting them out in that time frame to take care of their bodily functions, and then bring them in and let them stay comfortable. This is Eric Kessler. Dog breeds with the highest risk of stroke include Chow Chows, Bulldogs, and Pugs. I wonder if that's also partially because of their difficulties with their respiratory systems. You know what I mean? They have a more difficult time breathing, and that's how they do heat exchange, is through panting. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. The study indicates that Chow Chows were 16 times more likely to develop heat stroke compared to Labradors. Interesting. And then it just mentions a law in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Yeah. So in 100 plus degree weather, hey, Made Canadian, good morning, how are you? 100 plus degree weather, you shouldn't leave your dog outside for more than 15 minutes, especially if they are a large breed dog or one of the smaller breed dogs with that they mentioned on the list: Chow Chow, Bulldog, Pug, any dogs with respiratory issues, because they would have less heat exchange capabilities. So it's interesting. I thought it was interesting anyway. I know that we take our dog out, we let her play, make sure that she has good, clean, cool water, not just only filling up her dish when it gets empty. You know what I mean? Good, clean water. The cooler the water, the less heat exhaustion potential that she'll have outside. And she doesn't spend much time outside by herself. She does not take it. Made Canadian, yep, that's my dog. French Bulldog doesn't do well in the heat at all. Yeah. I wonder if it's, I mean, obviously I see large breed dogs. And dogs with longer hair, like the St. Bernard, we shaved her down for the first time about a month ago, and I need to do it again before we go to Florida. It's helped some with her overheating, but still, she can't be outside for, very long without having issues. So, I mean, we take her out, we go outside, we play with her a little bit. When she starts panting extra hard, or if it doesn't slow down, we definitely bring her back inside and stop playing. And she has cold water in here. One of her favorite treats, thank God, is just ice. She'll munch on a piece of ice like you just gave her a treat. So that's great. That, carrots and cabbage she loves as treats, so we have those in the fridge too. So anything that's cool will help to remove some of the heat. So we take care of her that way. She's a spoiled little monster. Well, a spoiled big monster, actually. But yeah. So yeah. So you've got a French Bulldog. we've had a lab, a different St. Bernard mix. Well, two St. Bernard mixes. We had a St. Bernard. I'm not sure what Missy was mixed with, but she was a furry little monster. Um, we had Abby, who was our chocolate lab, but we also had Tiny, which was a Great Dane St. Bernard mix. And she was the sweetest dog. We only had her for a couple of years. Towards the end of her life, we adopted her from a rescue shelter and loved her until we lost her. But she was the funniest dog. She was like, if you looked on one side of her face, it looked like she had a St. Bernard kind of face on one side with the ear, and a Great Dane side with the St. Bernard or the Great Dane ear on the other side. She was a sweet dog. So my husky loves being outside. He gives no shit about how hot it is. I have to drag him back in the house. Yeah, and that's huskies in general, right? I mean, attitudinal, sweet dogs. Is your husky a big talker, Bot Mom? That's what drives me crazy. Is that high pitched tone really? My ears ring anyway. Yeah, he argues with her. Yep, that high pitch that they can whine at. My ears ring because I was shoved off a piece of playground equipment as a kid. Yeah, he's a 14-year-old girl. Yep. Well, at least he doesn't have a cell phone, so he can talk to the other huskies about how bad his mom is, right? But so that high pitched tone, I hear. My ears ring all the time, and so that tone just hits just right. It's at the upper end of my tinnitus or tinnitus, however you want to say it. It's at the upper range of the tinnitus, and man, yeah, that drives me crazy. So restream, because Mixer will be no more in 2 days. They've allowed me to throw the Facebook page up on here too, the SeazndMedic Facebook page. But I have pulsatile tinnitus, and his talking gets to me, so I tell him calm, and he just grunts. That's it. It's like I found a different register that I can still complain to her at, that she won't yell at me about, right? But anyway, they let me put that on there until September 1st. So I think we'll keep everybody where they're comfortable for now, but we'll see. Yeah. Made Canadian says it's tough. There's a lot of people who get dogs and aren't prepared for them, the costs that come with them. We treat our dog like it's another child. Our first dog we had to have chemo treatments for 2 years until she just didn't have that quality of life anymore. Yeah. And you mentioned that you have pet insurance. And I've been trying to find at what point do we get pet insurance? Do we get it while they're still young and let it help us with their annual stuff, their everyday stuff? Yeah, after that they got pet insurance. Gotcha. So it's like, do you wait until after that first couple of years and see how healthy the dog is before you get it? Or, I don't know. We've bounced back and forth on that topic several times. But yeah, I mean, still still see people leaving their animals in their vehicles when they go inside. Here in town, where we live in a smaller town, people will just leave their vehicles running with the AC on and whatever. I mean, here in our town, people have sold houses and they have no idea where their house keys are because we just don't lock our houses, you know. Let's see. Pop mom, our pets don't live long enough. It's so hard to have to let them go. Pet insurance saved us, though. Yeah. Got to get it early. If they have a diagnosed problem, you either can't get it or they jack up the rates. And that's probably why we haven't been able to afford it, is because we waited until they were older to think about the pet insurance. So that's probably why we couldn't afford it in the past. What was I just talking about? Anyway. But yeah, here in town. So people will leave their animals in a vehicle with the door shut and the air conditioner on, no problem. But other places, they will like crack all four windows. They're fine. They're fine. No, they're not fine. They're still not fine. I mean, we have laws here that let people rescue animals and that by breaking windows, but there has to be a sign of distress. So what's a sign of distress? You know, the fact that the dog's freaking out and barking at you first, or the fact that they're not. I mean, so I have a great difficulty. Great difficulty with anybody that leaves their pets in a hot car. News reporters do stories all the time where they'll put in, even if they crack the windows, they'll sit outside in their car and have a thermometer on the dash, and it's unbearable in a very short amount of time. So it's just ignorance and stupidity. So now the bot moms here, there was an article. There were several articles with talking about what was it? I'm trying to find the representative's name. Donna Shalala. She had made comments, and some other state reps had made comments about the fact that they believe that Florida needs to shut back down again. Florida reported 12,523 new cases on Saturday, marking the 5th consecutive day. The hotspot state reported more than 10,000 cases, according to the state's health department. Just a bunch of bullet points. Cases are up 29% from a week ago. This is the quote from the representative was, "The residents here are terrified. I'm terrified for the first time in my career because of the lack of leadership at the state level." Well, and I mean, she didn't say the state level. I said the state level, but she could be talking about in general. Yeah. I mean, you think about the old jokes. It's like, well, everybody retires and goes to Florida. Well, there's a huge population of retired people in Florida. I mean, elderly people are more at risk. Small children and elderly are more at risk. Yeah. Average over 7 days has gone up 29% from a week ago. Well, yeah, obviously over 7 days and a week ago. It's Johns Hopkins University compiled the stats. Florida Department of Health says the virus has infected more than 350,047 people and killed 4,982 people so far. And that was as of Saturday. Hospitalizations have risen in recent weeks as well. As of Sunday, 49 hospitals had no more availability for adult intensive care patients. So the rest of that, so Democratic Representative Donna Shaw, her name is Shallala, Shalala, whose district in the Miami-Dade County, she says it's terrible. We have community spread, which means the virus is out of control. Lack of both federal and state leadership from Governor Ron DeSantis has hampered local officials' ability to bring the virus under control. Shalala, who was Secretary of Health and Human Services under President Bill Clinton, says she added that the state did not shut down for long enough to starve the virus out, and that the governor has declined to issue statewide mask order. DeSantis's office was not immediately available for comment, according to CNBC. Her district is a low-income district comprised mostly of minorities, Hispanics, and African Americans who were forced to go back to work for economic reasons because their employers demand it. And she added that people in her district also live in multi-generational households. So those who become infected often pass it on to their elderly family members. Over the last 7 days, the median age of newly infected people in Florida was above 40. According to the state health department, marks a steady rise since June, when DeSantis noted that the median age of the people testing positive had fallen from 65.5 years old in March to 37, hitting a low of 33 on June 24th. In his mind, he pointed out that the lower average patient age is evidence that the state is effectively protecting the most vulnerable residents, younger and elderly people, which is bull. You know what? I mean, an average, I don't know if Governor DeSantis is very good with math, but if you take an average age, if there are just more people being tested from age 26 to 55, then your median is going to be in the 40s. If you're testing everybody a wide range of age, but there's more people in that age group, of course that average is going to be there in the middle. And employers requiring people to be tested, of course the working age is going to be the average. It's not saying that they're protecting the elderly or the really young. They're actually putting them more at risk by forcing those people to go back to work. Okay, let's see. Sorry, jumped down off my soapbox for a second. So we're struggling because nobody wants to shut down. There's also no work. So my fiance, is working less hours, and it's all getting to a point where we're all assistance is going to be no more. Yeah, unemployment, that higher number of unemployment assistance is running out in the next week or so. No help with mortgages, car loans anymore, but there's also no work. Yeah, I mean, and DeSantis says that things are getting better with a smile on his face when hundreds of people here have died over the last week. Yeah, I mean, people are waiting longer and longer to be treated too because of finance too. They're like, it's just another bill that I'll have to worry about, and I won't be able to work if I go in and they find out that I'm positive. I mean, that's not the proper approach, but I'm just saying the average person has that mentality of, I know I'm sick, I'll wait until I can't take care of myself anymore, and then I'll go in for treatment. Well, Kate was considering taking short-term contracts because South Florida is being inundated, and they are entertaining any help that they can get, even for like 4-week contracts. Usually a traveling therapist or a traveling nurse would be a 13-week assignment. Now they're entertaining up to 4-week assignments if somebody will just come and help. I mean, she was thinking, well, she's already there. She's already working. If she gets infected, it'll go under workers' comp. But at the same time, it's like, just because we can doesn't mean we should, kind of a thing. And it would be a really simple way for us to get a down payment on a house. She's like, I can do anything for a month, or I can do anything for 6 weeks, if it means that there's a payoff at the end. So, but from where she works in Ocala right now to South Florida, where they're entertaining these jobs, it's a 6-hour drive. And that's 6 hours without traffic. So I don't know if they offer contracts closer, I think she probably will do it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it. See if I can get a little bit more light in here. I feel like I'm sitting in the dark, even though I'm not. That'll help some. Yeah, about mom. What government officials don't understand is that majority of the public isn't on a salary unless you're getting paid 30 plus hours and still have steady work. It doesn't matter. We don't get paid if we don't work, but they still do. That's true. I mean, that's what I find with a lot of, unfortunately, with a lot of lawmakers. They get out of touch with who they're representing because they don't remember what it was like before they were an attorney or a physician or whatever their professional certification was before they went into politics. They forget that, you're not just making straight salary. If you're punching a clock and if work's not happening, you don't get paid. I don't know why they forget that, but sometimes you just kind of have to, I don't know, hit the mule over the head with a 2x4 to get his attention sometimes, Yeah, we got to stay home to starve out the virus, but we also have to work or have help in order not to starve ourselves out. Whew. Wow. It's not a win-win situation. There was a dumb article, in a way. It's dumb to me, but it was off of CNN, where top health officials have changed their minds about face masks It was clickbait to get you to read the article. Have changed their mind about face mask guidance for good reasons. Well, it's because there was a quote out of the White House that says, well, they didn't want you to wear cloth face masks. Well, it never said cloth face masks. It said that the CDC said the general public should not be going out and hoarding medical grade masks because they were needed to take care of the people that were surging into the hospitals. And the other was initially face masks weren't seen as a protection, but they didn't know the virulence of this virus yet. So everybody was copying or quoting a quote from Fox News with Chris Wallace on a Sunday interview. Trump said, Dr. Fauci said, don't wear a mask. Our Surgeon General, a terrific guy, said, don't wear a mask. Everybody was saying, don't wear masks. So all of a sudden, everybody's got to wear a mask. And as you know, masks cause problems too, which they don't. Maybe in some people's minds they do, but they don't. With that being said, I'm a good believer in masks. I think masks are good. So that was the perfect politician. Let me say 2 negative things and 2 positive things. So really, I didn't say anything at all. So at least it balanced out this time, I guess. They were able to confer with Dr. Anthony Fauci and the U.S. Surgeon General when they were advising not to wear face masks. Said it was unknown the virulence of the virus at the time. In recent months, scientists have learned more about how easily the coronavirus can spread in the public. Without mitigation efforts like stay-at-home orders, each person with the coronavirus infects an average of 2 to 3 other people. Makes it twice as contagious as the flu. Easily spread by people without any symptoms. And an asymptomatic carrier can go 48 hours before they show any signs of the infection. So there's 2 full days that you could be walking around spreading this around before you start to get a fever, cough, respiratory difficulty, body aches, any of that. Yeah. People are absolutely insane. That's correct. Had a lady working at the dollar store a month ago tell me that if I didn't take off my mask, she would call the police for fear of robbery. Tell her, go ahead. Go ahead. And when you get there and you're shopping, you're like, I didn't threaten the woman at all. She told me to take off my mask and I just kept shopping. Who's gonna get the citation? Who's gonna get arrested, her or you? You know? There is a thing going around our Facebook page here in our little town. A nurse, out of frustration, basically wrote a letter to the public as herself, not the fact that she's actually not, she's also the public health nurse. She's the public health director for our county. She just wrote a general letter out of frustration. Out of frustration to the general public. I just ignored her. She didn't call. Yeah, to the general public, basically saying, giving the facts yet again, and pleading people to use their common sense, how a mask reduces the chance that you're going to infect someone else if you're infected. And also, it has some protective factors depending on what you did with your mask. if you put on your mask and you put a candle at 18 inches or so and are able to blow the candle out wearing the mask, it's not an effective mask. However, if you have material that's so thick that you can't breathe through it either, and you go to blow that candle and it doesn't flicker at all, then chances are your mask is too thick. You can take the thin material mask, double it over, and have a filter in there. At 2.5 is the average respiratory filter, and usually they have charcoal in them too, to both help with filtering and basically to keep as a moisture help. So you're not able to blow the candle out. You can take a mask that will make the candle flicker but not blow it out, put the filter in, and you blow and it still moves the candle some, but you can breathe through it. Mom says DeSantis is getting trolled at his daily briefing. I mean, I liked the fact that one of the news stories that's on the Discord right now that had a Windows sound. That was weird. It's not coming through my speaker. Maybe my son rebooted his computer. I don't know. They had to shut down the emergency operations center for the state of Florida because 12 or 13 people were infected with the coronavirus, and they finally had to shut the center down. We're operating it remotely while people recover and are in isolation, making sure that they're not going to come down with the corona infection. So you see him before DeSantis not wearing masks, and then all of a sudden everything's fine. He's wearing masks out in public to talk to people, finally. But, the almighty dollar can still be made even if they actually start taking care of people the way that they should. The fact that they had to shut down the emergency operations center because everybody, for risk of everybody getting infected, since half the staff that works at the emergency operations center was out with corona infections, was pretty damn funny. Gmail got a big upgrade, I guess. Gmail users have every right to feel frustrated right now. In recent weeks, they've had problems with Windows having a serious spam filter flaw on Gmail as well. Malicious emails sent directly to users' inboxes caused numerous infections. In an official blog post, Google has announced the most radical redesign of Gmail in the 16-year history. Transformative move that has integrated messaging, video chat, and shared file access with virtual meeting rooms, real-time collaboration, and more directly into Gmail, turning it into an all-in-one productivity suite. Gmail now stands apart from any rival service, according to the writer of this article, Gordon Kelly from Forbes magazine. So they must have already been redesigning that because that's all more recent issues that they've had. But Researchers found that an remote that was sent through Gmail, over 250,000 messages in the last 24 hours alone, attempts to install ransomware, Trojan virus, access to bank accounts, malware, blah, blah, blah. These were the typical attacks that made it through a spam filter. Well, now that they've integrated the experience, they've enhanced the spam filters. Yeah, basically now it's an all-in-one productivity suite, and it's there for free. Interesting. I mean, it used to be everybody had a Hotmail address. Now everybody has a Gmail address. Yeah, spam, it's the worst. And like, I'm the worst at taking care of my email. I really am. So I'll get thousands of emails in my personal email before I end up dealing with them, and half the time Kate basically takes over and does my email filtering for me. After a while, it's you feel like a email hoarder, really, you know. So you end up junking everything and hoping that you didn't need anything. Let's see. Yeah, that was all the sad news that I had saved on my news feed this morning. Have I been keeping up on everything happening in China? No, I have not. Been having an issue ever since my phone software got updated, that my phone will just all of a sudden freeze, and if I do anything with it, it ends up shutting itself down anyway. So, gee, great update. So, what's happening in China that's scary, if I could ask? Yeah. I mean, they have been doing this in the past. That was part of part of why people wanted them sanctioned, and in the first place is their human rights violations, and now there's just more. They've allowed more people in that are actually covering that news, letting that news get out. It's like status quo for them, but as soon as someone is found to be sending out things against the government, they're either exiled or jailed too. So, I mean, people that are videoing it, sending it out, are just as much at risk as the people that they're filming. Yeah. Yeah. They're oppressing Hong Kong. Yeah. I know that Hong Kong wanted to be out from under the British rule, or from being a British Commonwealth, but it seems that things have gotten worse over there ever since they have left. Yeah, it is very sad. Very, very sad indeed. So, yeah, my phone has completely decided to die for some reason. Since I updated my phone, Chrome has been getting stuck. Yeah. Plus, they've got some natural disasters going on right now in the midst of all of that junk as well. Awesome. Well, I have to redo my phone since it's completely locked up and I'm talking on the computer. It's so lovely to happen right in the middle of everything that's I've saved on there. But it's kind of a Monday today, I guess. It's just Bot Mom and Made Canadian chatting. Yeah. So now as it comes back on, now Alexa will tell me that it's back on. Technology is fun. People don't realize. Oh, sorry, that was probably really loud since that's right next to the microphone. There we go, another noise. People don't realize how much fun streaming can be technical wise. It's easy to sit back on the other side of the camera and watch and just be like, I'll say this snarky comment and blah, blah, blah. But it's another thing to be able to do it and maintain your composure and whatnot. Early in the stream, some people had like 4 people join on Twitch, like immediately, and asked me if I was this Papa somebody, and I've never heard of them. I don't know if they were, let's see, where was it? Papa Anomaly? No idea. No idea what they were talking about. And so 4 of them joined, 2 of them left almost immediately. So as far as that ends, well, I had a connection with DLive on here, and I was getting a lot of weird things that would come through the chat that you guys didn't get to see on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. It was only coming through on the DLive chat, I hope, anyway. Yeah. Hey, Dadpool, how are you? Don't understand why people enjoy being rude. Yeah, it's that whole, and depending on how toxic your chat room is allowed to be, depends on that whole mob mentality. Sometimes people will dogpile on the streamer and just keep building on whatever negativity that they had going in the chat, or sometimes they'll, yeah, thanks Dadpool. The other way is chatters will dogpile on the person in the chat, and then it clogs up your chat with nothing but a fight between those two, and then you have nothing to react to. It's like how it's only okay when I do it because I'm Dadpool. Yeah, no, you're right. You're just kidding. And so then it clogs up your chat, and then you have nothing to feed on. Bot Mom says, I've been pleasantly surprised with Facebook community. I get a few bad ones here and there. Mostly it's guys being vulgar or, exactly. Or asking to see boobs. Yeah. Yeah. What? Or telling me to go make a sandwich. What? Yeah. I mean, I've been in some chat rooms and there'll be a very skinny person in there, and they'll be telling them, yeah, go make a sandwich. Hey, why don't you eat a burger every once in a while? So There you go. So messed up, I have to start being a bouncer for all the streams. Yeah, and some, God, so I watch here on Twitch. I'll watch Dr. Lupo playing Escape from Tarkov, and his chat zings by so fast that sometimes you cannot even read it. But the things that you do catch are some people trolling and just being rude, and he has like 4 full-time moderators that do nothing but bounce people, kick people out. I mean, when you have over 1,000 people watching and have the ability to comment, you've got 4 people watching 250 people. It'd be great if you break them down into 250 per chat room, but it doesn't work that way. And also from the streaming side, people start to yell at him or try to get his attention, and by saying things, and he only catches the end of it, the rude part. And all it was before is, they made a donation and they wanted him to say something. People just want to hear their name. People want to hear their name for some reason. And so, yeah, bigger streams are hard to control. And, yeah, that's true. And then you have, on top of all the regular trolls, if you're a female, you get all of the unsolicited, rude sex comments, sexual jokes, pictures, whatever, and that's also part of what I was saying before, that group mentality sometimes breeds more toxicness, just like a public demonstration. Once one person does something and seems to get away with it, other people keep building on it and building, and that's where we end up having the people that just go to peaceable rallies and try to start it into a riot as a way to, be able to be publicly toxic and get away with things you wouldn't get away with any other time. And groups sometimes feed on that negativity, and they just dogpile. They just join in. And it's not always as easy to just fire back at them and make them feel uncomfortable, because they're already insulated back there behind their little monitor screen in their mom's basement or wherever the heck it is that they're sitting. Because attention, whether it's negative or positive, is still attention, I guess. And that's what they want, is they want some attention. They want you to react. And it's just easier to ban them than it is to respond to them. I did a stream a while back. I had like nobody. Yeah. So I'll take pointers, Greg, but I'm bad at the moment because I get worried about my other viewers seeing it. Yeah. And that's the thing, is you don't want other people to be subjected to this negativity. Like, oh, I can absorb it. I can take it. I get the whole, whenever I get my beard about this length and everything, I start to get the Santa Claus and Father Christmas and ha thing. I can't change this. If I choose to grow this out and that's the way that you see it, yeah, it gets old, let's see. I feel like most people act the way they do because of life. Yeah, they see it as a way to react or act out because of the negativity in their own life. If you ban them, they can still watch the stream, apparently. Well, yeah, they just aren't able to comment, right? I mean, they would have to go out, start another account, come back in, and start trolling you again, and that just gives even more and more material for them to lose all privilege to their account. Yeah. They can still watch. I was playing Red Dead Redemption one day, and I was streaming, and there was like nobody. Yeah, which sucks for things like stream snipers. Yeah, when you're playing a game, and it's also they also what they call it metagaming too, metagaming or stream sniping. If you're taking advantage of the view for your advantage, it's stream sniping. If I tell you where somebody else is in the game, then it's metagaming. But yeah, I mean, people that do it professionally actually metagame instead of stream snipe, because they can have somebody in one ear telling them where a particular gamer is so that they can take them out, and in the other ear they're listening to the game. And it's sad. I mean, just like I watched a stream from Tim the Tatman here on Twitch the other day where they were actually communicating with a hacker that that had killed the whole team, and he was watching Tim's stream at the time. Tim was asking him questions, and there's the like 5-second or 10-second delay between the time he says something and the time that the guy responded to it. But he's like, yeah, he'd been stream sniping, or not stream sniping, but cheating for over 6 months. So, and it was his personal account. He was like, you're on your personal account and you're still able to hack and you haven't been caught. And he's like, he makes his character nod for yes. He's like, so have you ever been banned? Have you ever been? He's like, no, I haven't. I haven't been caught. He's just blatantly doing it right out on Tim's stream. He says, you know that we're going to report you, right? And he's like, yeah. He says, you don't think anything's going to happen, will it? He's like, no. He's like, Tim's like, I just hate. I just hate it, this game, kind of a thing. And but exactly. Dadpool and I were playing Call of Duty the other night, and I queued up off of YouTube the song Let It Go. And whenever he would start to rage, or whenever I would start to rage, or whoever we were playing with was freaking out a little bit, I just played it for 5 or 10 seconds and then re-queued it up and did it probably like 3 times throughout the stream. Or not the stream, but the game segments that we were playing. No, I start to say things that aren't very nice when I start raging, and so does he. Yeah. So yeah, it's not very pretty. And that's where I have a difficult time wanting to, yeah, he's a bad rager. That's where I have a difficult time wanting to stream playing in a group anymore, because I can't control what you say. I can't control what our teammate says. And if we're in randoms, I absolutely have no idea what they're going to say. If anything, half the time they won't even talk to me while we're playing the game. The other time, they never. Exactly. And that's why I queued it up, and that's why I played, that's why I played it for him whenever it was a problem. Call of Duty community is filthy. Yeah, they're negative, and Dadpool, myself, and one of his friends were playing, and we got into we got two randoms with us, was it? I can't remember. Yeah. The stuff that comes out of their mouths is astounding. Yep. And that's him. Yep. Sometimes. Sometimes. And so I can't remember if we I'm glad that it helped. We were playing, and the guy was just feeding off of his Dadpool's name, and then they started, attacking this other person that we were playing with, and I said something, so they started to attack me, and it was. You're playing a game. If you're such an ignorant ass, I don't know why you have to reconfirm it for the world in a random game match. It's what makes me not want to stream with anybody else. It's more like I want to have it pre-recorded so I can edit out all the crap. But then that's hours and hours of editing to put out some decent gameplay. So it's like, I don't know what to. I just will only stream with people that. Song diverted my anger, I think. Yeah, that's good. That and that other guy's name was. Yeah. I feel awkward too, because how do you have normal conversation when you know that you're going to just turn around and edit it? Yeah, when somebody asks you if you're a pedophile because it says Dadpool, yeah, which is stupid because he has kids. Or, yeah, hey, Dadpool, nice, 3 kills, loser. Exactly. And especially when it's on a game where it doesn't show how many assists that you would have had. Like, those very same people that are commenting on your gameplay are also the same ones that just steal everybody else's kills. Or they run around bashing everybody with, a baton, or stabbing everybody with a knife, and they get 25 kills, but then you look at the end of the game and they got killed 20 times. It's like, well, awesome, you got 3 whole kills too yourself there, Sparky. It's like, do the math, right? And my kill to death ratio is usually higher than most other people's when I'm playing core games. Makes it really awkward. Well, yeah, I don't have 20 kills, but, I had 8 kills and I died twice. I guess we all gotta let it go, huh? Really, Alexa? It's like, you're not playing anything right now. That's the reason why I started monkeying around. Well, come here, puppy dog. Oh, come here, girl. I'll give you some pop up. Oh, that's the big baby. That's my big baby. Oh, That's a sweet girl. Oh, gosh. Yep. Give her the puppy love. Oh, thanks. Can I kiss it? Mwah. Good girl. You're so nice. Yeah, exactly. Well, that dog was closer to the camera than I was at that point in time too. She is about 110, 115 pounds, but I'm significantly larger than that. She's difficult to control sometimes, but she's now I got her fluff everywhere. That's the other wonderful thing about the Saint Bernard. Her hair gets everywhere. It's a daily fight. Let's see. Yep, that is a big dog. She's a big wuss too. She sounds awful tough on her side of the fence. Yours is a Chihuahua. Yeah, my sister has Chihuahuas and loud little noisemakers. Wow. The only small dog we've ever had was our Sophie. We got from a family member whose mom had to go into a care facility. She had basically a brain injury, and the facility couldn't let her have the dog, and the lady couldn't take care of the dog anyway. That's probably why they wouldn't let her have it in the first place in the facility. And so we took her, and we had her for just over 3 years. So she was a Yorkie, and that is the smallest dog that we've ever had. And I don't know that I will go for another small dog, but never know. Ooh, it's his wife's dog. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, the cat is. Uh, oh, you want a Newfie? Yeah, they're sweet too. There was a Newfie that was about her same age. Um, the nurse that lived here in town, and they moved to the other side of the county, and I think they actually live in Vernal now in Utah, so even farther away. But they got their dog from a breeder who, had her certified as a papered dog and blah blah blah, but the thing had heart and respiratory issues right off the bat, and I'm not even sure if that poor dog's still around or not. So you have a German Shepherd and a Husky, and we kept one of their loving children who's now bigger than both of them. Yeah, exactly. That's German Shepherd, right? GSD. I don't know. Great Dane. I don't know. She'll tell me in a minute. But yeah, it's. So let's see if the phone wants to participate now. I'll go to my Twitch instead. How about that? I guess I can't turn down the sound because that's my music in the background. Yeah, there we go. So that had, even my Twitch had froze up for a while. Now at least I can see that. But yeah, Fee is a sweet girl. She looks exactly like her mother. It's kind of strange. Her dad was a Saint Bernard, your classic. What was that? Beethoven-looking dog. Beethoven the movie. He looked like Beethoven. His head was huge, and I was like, if our puppy has this huge head, big square nose like the stereotypical Saint Bernard, I don't know. But she ended up looking just like her mom, she has a little bit of Burmese mountain dog look to her. She's a sweet girl. She's a little bored. She misses her buddy that she, would really tease the crap out of and chase him around, but he wanted to be chased, was the cat. And so now the cat's crazy in Florida and she's crazy here. Yeah, the husky, he's a good boy, just argumentative at times. He's dug himself a house under the shed because he hates being inside. Yeah, yeah. And he can go under there, uh, be cool, and you can't get him, right? That's probably the two reasons. It's cool under there, and you can't get me and make me come in the house. Um, yeah, sweet dogs, very noisy. Not Chihuahua noisy, but uh, that whiny pitch that we were talking about earlier. But anyway, I think I'm still doing a little bit of reading on the Trevor Project. And I'll put out some more information on the Trevor Project probably Wednesday or Friday. Being a Monday, haven't had a lot of people come through the chat. That's all right. Hopefully we're uplifting, making people's days a little bit better so far. He comes in to eat the kids' snacks off the floor, and that's about it. Yeah. And our dog's a vacuum. Yeah, at 1:30 in the morning, he wants to go outside. Yeah, exactly. That's her. She's whiny when Jackson's busy doing his stuff in his room, and I'm busy out here doing my stuff out here. And she'll lay in the hall in between the two of us. He has air conditioning in his room, and mine comes out of our bedroom, which is straight behind the computer. And it's, I think that it would be cooler here or cooler in his room, but she'll lay in the hallway, so she's halfway in between the two of us. And she gets whiny but doesn't want to go outside. She gets whiny but doesn't want to play. She gets whiny, but it's not because she needs water or anything. She just, I don't know. I think it's because Cody's not here and Kate's not here, and she's missing both of them and trying to adapt to that. Plus, it's so hot, we don't want to go for walks, and she doesn't necessarily want to go for a walk either, but she just a moody little puppy dog right now. So, and now I'm going to end up having to drive cross country with her in the moving truck because airlines will not ship animals right now due to COVID risk. And because animals can be carriers and they are also susceptible to becoming carriers. So they don't want the liability, and I think FAA has put a stop to shipping animals for right now. So awesome. That means that I get to drive across country with her, and my experience on the 4th of July kind of soured me to that. I just hope that it's better, and I don't want to have to give her a bunch of drugs to keep her calm and let her sleep. But at the same time, I'm not sure that she will sleep, So now I was going to take like 4 days to drive across to Florida, but now I'm thinking I might end up trying to do it in the 3 days, just so that I don't have to have an extra night in a motel with her and an extra day in the truck with her, and so she's miserable and I'm a little miserable, and she's frustrated, I'm a little frustrated. So I was just checking in the Discord, see if some dude I was getting a notification. But anyway, good times. So I can't deal without her. Sometimes don't like to deal with her, but can't deal without her. That's for sure. So we've got a couple more days, and then Mixer is gone for good. Uh, if I was Facebook, I would probably try to redirect that website, the Mixer, to Facebook to catch anybody else that doesn't switch over, but give them an opportunity to still be able to broadcast. But I guess it's just going to die. They're just going to let it die. So no redirection. It'll just stop July 22nd. So good times. Yeah, I know. And that's where Twitch has had a big influx too, from, at least I know for sure on the Xbox side, that they've got people, because I could stream directly from my console to Twitch. I just, without a capture card and things, I don't have any additions to my stream. I don't have any layers or anything, but now with the talk show, I don't have them right now anyway. But yeah, not everybody can get a PC. Not everybody can afford a good enough PC to stream and play games for sure at the same time. Oh, cool. Dad Pool just got a laptop today. That's cool. And as long as it's able to handle streaming with with the addition of a capture card, that's great. I'm just gonna see. Like I said, I'd love to stream and show content from games too, because that's part of my decompressing, right? My coping mechanisms. But I just don't know what kind of content that I will get, and if it will accomplish my goal of helping people talk about their problems with mental health, or if it actually just feeds the trolls that actually probably should be listening to those of us that are trying to talk about mental health and serious topics. Or if those two things really mix. I know that it's needed. I know that some people really enjoy it and watch it. But hello, Kate. How are you? I know people enjoy watching the gameplay, and some enjoy participating. But at the same time, I don't know if I can get the content that I want for this issue. Besides that fact, it didn't really seem to be helping my cause at the time. It just seemed to be a non-issue. People either want a game or they want to talk. They don't want to talk and game. I don't know. It was something that we can work on after everything's settled in Florida and everything. Once we have a bigger system and we can make those decisions. I mean, I do like playing games with friends, and I do like some of the content that I've gotten out of it, but at the same time, I can't stop people from saying whatever they need to at the time. and I also can't stop other people that are random from saying hateful crap that really pisses me off. So I don't know if I'll stream games again or not. I don't know. I'd like to. I'd like what would be really great is to have like a core of like 3 people that were fairly serious about whichever game that we're talking about. We can stream about how we're setting up our characters and making tweaks to the characters, go out, try them as a team, come back, make adjustments, try to see if that makes a difference, go out, play a game again. That kind of seriousness without getting, I'm terrible when I play games by myself. There are words that our Irish counterparts when we lived in the Emirates used to say regularly that I use when I get frustrated gaming by myself. But Dadpool says that he'd like to talk in game. Yeah. I've proposed it to a couple of people, and they said, "Hey, that sounds like a really good idea," and then they never came through with it. And I'm wondering if it was because it would affect their already individual streams. It's not like a cooperative stream situation. They weren't interested in that, and I understand that, but so Dadpool's interested in that. There's the other one that, and I'll be in your time zone. Cool. I'm here for that if you ever need. I mean, that could be interesting because we will all be in the Eastern time zone together. Midway through August is when I'll be there. So, I mean, if we could talk about our individual setups on, say, Warzone, and then just play Bot Mom, Dadpool, and SeazndMedic, come on, talk about our setups, talk about whatever, then go out and try to run one or two, like in Plunder at first, and then work our way into, because I suck at the Battle Royale. I do. Some people really, really like it. Some people really like the Battle Royale. Some people don't. But we reached our 100 messages today again. Thanks for all the activity. Mine's easy. Everything RPG. Yeah. RPG with everything. Yeah, and the noob tube. Do a Q&A between all the streams because people like Q&As. Yeah. I mean, as long as we can keep, so I don't know. I'm just trying to keep the negativity out of it again. So I can control what comes through Restream, what I send out to the other 2 or 3 platforms that I'm streaming to, but I don't control what's being said on the individual ones. So, like, unless I show by clicking, like, do the Q&As that's on the screen right now, unless I click on it and let it show, it doesn't pop up. And so somebody on Facebook, YouTube will never see that. But it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's I do like the Q&A and input and say, okay, why do you want me to change that particular site out? Or there's some gamers that I watch that they're so adamant that they don't use scopes, and it's why. Why don't you use a scope on that particular weapon, but you'll use the biggest, shiniest scope on your sniper rifle? Do I get more kills using the scope than not? Yeah, I do. I get a ton more. If I use the infrared scope, do I get more kills than with a regular scope? Yeah, I do. I get a ton more. So it's like, why? Why do you want me to do this and that? That will help. I mean, some of the guns I try to keep the weight down as much as possible, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I keep the weight down, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to kill anybody any faster. But not sure if, well, I can take a look here real quick over on our feed. I was just going to see if Kate was still in the chat or not. It says that we've got 3 people. But nope. I can't see it without messing with it. All right, well, I was just trying to see what was going on in her neck of the woods. For now, she may be lurking because she is at work. And that is just fine. Anyway, we get to make the 45-minute trek down to Sam's Wally World to restock our fridge and cabinets. Yeah, I mean, coffee's still coffee, whether it's warm or cold. Some people pay more for cold coffee. I don't know. I don't, but then again, mine's probably sweet enough to be a candy bar anyway, so some people don't like that. Yeah. So yeah, I need one of those coasters that heat up. Yeah, the funny part of that was you have those coffee cup warmers on people's desks, and then people started putting their candles on them to melt the wax so they didn't have to burn the candle and have the fire danger at work or at home too, I guess. And then suddenly the coffee mug warmers are now candle warmers, and that led to the wax melts that we have. Kate uses the wax melts, but some of those coffee cup warmers, you might want to put a tile underneath the coffee cup warmer because the damn thing gets so warm too. Automatic coffee stirrer mugs? No. Is it too hard to get a spoon? One of the people that I learned a lot of stuff cooking from, Alton Brown on Food Network, he has rules about what he'll buy for his kitchen. It can't be a unitasker. It can't just be something that only has one function. That way his kitchen stays uncluttered, and only very certain special unitaskers make the list. But a automatic coffee stirrer mug would not make it in my kitchen, and wouldn't make it in his, definitely. So that's something else that I want to do after our whole house is unpacked and we're able to do stuff again. Is I want to make some more videos. I want to do cooking videos. I think I'm still going to put the meditation moments out there. on YouTube, and maybe we'll have some defusing moments during the stream too. We'll put out the what? Do I eat cake with a spoon or a fork? Well, there's other mitigating factors. Usually a fork, but if all I have is a spoon, not having a fork's not going to keep this fat kid from eating cake. That's for sure. A fork, unless it's served with ice cream. Okay, I get you. I understand that. Like I said, not having a utensil at all is not going to keep this fat kid from using cake or eating cake either. You know what I'm saying? You're you're a weirdo, huh? Because you're a spoon person with cake, huh? No, I'm not judging you at all, really. So, you'd be right home in Thailand and the Philippines. They don't use forks to eat with. They use forks to push food onto their spoon. That was something that was very strange in Thailand when we went to visit, and we were trying to be very social conscious. Yeah, it is odd. Um, be very social conscious. We were living in a Muslim country, and so we were trying to adhere to their social uh, norms there, which in Arab Muslim countries, you don't typically serve yourself with your left hand. That's John Wick on YouTube just popped in. I'm good, sir. How are you? Um, you don't serve food from a communal plate with your left hand, and typically you don't eat with your left hand. In very rigid Muslim culture, you don't use your your left hand socially for anything. Because in their mind and in the old style, that was the hand that was the dirty hand that you used to clean yourself when you went to the bathroom. And the right hand, yeah, exactly. Um, Tell me something about Hinduism. I know next to nothing about Hinduism other than they believe that cows are sacred, that quite possibly it could be a reincarnated family member or something of that nature. I think. I'm guessing. Um, but when we were in Thailand, we found and we were told before we go, oh, they don't eat with their fork. Uh, yeah, exactly. And that's what it come down to is they're like, well, what if you're left-handed? What if you're left-handed? Well, originally in public and everything, you were not left-handed, period. But I mean, now it's socially, you know, something that you're supposed to do. Um, but anyway, so that was something that was odd. Is so um, on our Thailand trip, one of the tours that we took, a meal came with the tour because it was an all-day thing, and part of it was basically rice and chicken dish. It's like a fried rice dish, and so um, you ended up eating your rice with your spoon. They gave us a full set of utensils. They gave us a spoon, a knife, and a fork. And I'm not sure exactly why we got a knife, because it was a bowl of fried rice, and the chicken was already cut up. So, anyway, it was definitely different, and they also had used the fork inverted to push things around the plate, not to scoop them up. So we practiced it. It was something that it wasn't a big deal, but at the same time, it was a thing. So we made sure that we were adhering to social convention, I guess, is the thing. Those of you that are still over on Mixer, they're going out of service by the 22nd. So if you move over to Twitch, that would be great. We have a bigger following on Twitch. We do have people following on YouTube and Facebook as well. The Facebook people, if you would join us on YouTube or Twitch, preferably Twitch, that way we have easier feedback. You have more emotes that you can use. You have more feedback, and majority of our followers are on Twitch, and you can interact with each other, and it's not just me that's seeing them. Did we live in the place where they use the weird bowls to clean your bum instead of toilet paper? Not bidet, not separate bidets, I think is what you're thinking of. No, we had what were called butt guns. So you think of your sink sprayer that you have, but hanging next to the toilet. And they had different heads. Some of them were more comfortable than others, but butt guns. Yep, that's what we called them. I don't know what they were, other than just referring to it as a bidet. Yeah, bidets are awesome. They were, so the next house that we move into, it will probably have a butt gun. The plumbing here was so old that I didn't want to mess with it. And yeah, well, mostly you're right. The US and UK, while we were in the UK, there were no butt guns. But other than not having a separate bidet, there were some parts of the Arab world that we lived in that still had basically the open hole in the floor with two tile blocks to stand on. So it was a squat toilet. And then there was butt gun for your butt and a hose for flushing the toilet, essentially. There we go. Clean butts for the win. I installed one to spray cloth diapers off, and it stayed. Exactly. Yeah, there was one respiratory therapist that worked with my wife. She had been there for almost a year before she had mentioned this, and we were out having some drinks with a big group from the hospital, and she just mentioned, she goes, "Oh yeah, well, I was using that hose in the bathroom that they have to clean the toilet with." And we were like, "What?" "Yeah, the sprayer that they have right there to clean the toilet. I don't know why they have that in every bathroom. Like, I'm going to clean a public toilet or whatever with the spray gun. I just flush." We were like, "All right, which one of the 10 of us that are here are going to tell her that that's a bidet gun? It's not it's not for cleaning your toilet." And Mr. Wick over on YouTube, we were just happened to be talking religion when you popped in. It's just a general chat show and mental health stream. It's not specifically about religion, so your questions about my knowledge of specific religions is wasted, because I don't pretend to be a religious scholar at all. But yeah, she was a sweet girl from Georgia, and we were like, nobody told her that whole night. Nobody told her anything about it, and she was deadpan serious. I mean, she's just like, and I don't even remember what she was saying that she did with it that was different. All I remember her saying is that it was to clean the toilet, and I was like, no, you're half right. It's there to clean something, but it's not the toilet. It's there to clean you, my dear. But and I actually think I prefer the gun to, like, we did stay in places that had the bidet attachment to the regular toilet bowl, and we stayed in one hotel that had a separate bidet. But I think I preferred the butt guns. It did more, and I don't know, maybe I'm a control freak. I don't know. But I felt a lot cleaner, and some people really need that that more harsh spray than just the little bidet. Let's put it that way. I'm not necessarily one of them, but yeah, exactly. Being able to handle it, you can get cleaned more thoroughly, and people are like, oh well, the last person that used it was going to the bathroom too, so it's dirty. Well, the last person that used the toilet was using the toilet at the same time too, so you're touching handles, you're touching seats, whatever, until you clean your hands. When you're done, it's no dirtier, unless you can see visible signs of it being dirty. Yeah, that's what hand washing is for. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, the other task that I've got to do today is to go to, like I said, Sam's Wally World there in Rifle. So about 45 minutes away, plus add another 15 or so for a construction project that they're doing. So an hour down and an hour back. Back to basics. Wash your MFing hands, exactly. And wash them correctly. I mean, I should probably do a video and throw out the proper way to wash your stinking hands in this day and age as far as actual washing. Living on a prayer 2 times, huh? The chorus 2 times? Is that what you're is that what you're saying? Yep. There you go. That's nice. Yeah. Mr. Wick, sorry if you appear to be bored, sir. But you can always send your comments, questions, show ideas, topics to SeazndMedic@outlook.com. Any input that helps is welcomed. Any troll comments, you can file them in the spam filter yourself, because it will have no effect on me. Anyway, good times. So, anyway, we're getting on the 2-hour mark, I think, so that I can get down and get back and still be able to visit with my wife before she has to call it a night after work. I think I will go ahead and end it right here. Like I said, I do like the bot mom uh, dad pool idea of us maybe co-oping on a stream to talk about COD loadouts and whatnot, and maybe if we end up having other games in common. Like I know there are several games that I don't play that others do play, but yeah, that's one that we had in common. I know Bot Mom doesn't like the toxic culture in COD right now, but if we're just kind of doing it with our own communities, it'll help. It'll help that out a lot, and we can ban the haters that we need to. If you are watching this on a recording, if you're watching it from Mixer, it's going away on July 22nd. So make sure that you join and switch over to Twitch, SeazndMedic Gaming. And in a week or so, I have the opportunity to change the name. I think I'm going to drop the gaming off of there and try to figure out something else. Even if it's just SeazndMedic Stream or something. I'm just going to drop the gaming because I know that's confusing when mostly what I do is this talk show. So, anybody that is watching from YouTube that has a Twitch, join us on Twitch because when we stream the games and whatnot, until I have the computer set up and running, we may, if we start before I'm in Florida in mid-August, then you won't be able to see it except for on Twitch. The only connection I have for streaming gaming is over on Twitch. So twitch.tv/SeazndMedic Gaming. Next stream, I think on Wednesday or Friday, we'll be talking about Trevor Project stuff. I've got some emails out to some other people that have their own podcasts or streams that deal with mental health issues, mental health topics, and they are actual mental health professionals, whereas I am a mental health advocate. I am not a therapist or a doctor, I'm just a person living with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and trying to help out other people with mental health diagnoses, make it every day, make it minute by minute sometimes, and sharing how I'm able to get through my day, how I'm able to get through my life, and still be able to talk about mental health issues, and hopefully am helping other people talk about their stuff too. Being out, being more open with it does help. Being able to talk about it without people looking down on you and whatnot is becoming a bigger norm, and that's the whole goal. The whole goal of this stream, pretty much this whole talk show, is being able to talk about things that are affecting us, that affect our life, essentially. Trying to make it through with anxiety, severe depression, other mental health diagnoses is difficult. And yeah, we just making it day by day. I appreciate you guys. If you really enjoy this stream, share it out some more. I appreciate Bot Mom, and I know that Dad Pool is sharing it out as well. Anybody else that watches this, Fiona apparently needs to go outside, so it's a good thing that we're ending. I'm glad that we're able to talk. I'm glad that we're able to share stuff, and we're growing 4 and 5 followers every time that we stream. So, I mean, started out with just a handful of friends on the internet, and now we're over 50 on Twitch alone. Plus, we're growing on YouTube. We're getting a few from Facebook. hopefully our Mixer friends will switch over to Twitch or Facebook if they want to. But we've got Facebook on the Restream right now. I have a Facebook group. It's Medics, SeazndMedic Squad, and we do have the Discord. We do have the Discord as well. We keep throwing up the address every once in a while, rotating it around there. But in the Discord, there is a section for mental health venting and mental health chat. And I do have a voice chat for mental health, and I haven't been streaming this on there, but if it's easier for people to listen to while they're busy doing other things, they can't really watch the chat. If they can listen in Discord, maybe that will allow them to hear the stream and be able to participate by jumping on or sending messages on their phone or whatever. I do have the Outlook open, and I do get messages if somebody sends something to the Outlook address too. So appreciate you guys for all showing up again today. I think this 9:30 to 11:30 time frame right now, Mountain Standard Time, is working fairly well. That makes it 11:30 to 1:30 Eastern Time. So I'm wondering when we make the switch to East Coast time partway through August, I'm just wondering if I keep it at the same times, the 11:30 to 1:30, if it'll be easier for people to watch during lunch there, and also the 11 o'clock to noon time frame Mountain Standard Time. You catch some people while they're on breaks at their lunch here on Mountain Time too. So we'll see. Hey, DJ OP, coming right in at the end of the stream. I was just about to sign off. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you making a comment. If you want to see the beginning of the stream, if you haven't been in here the whole time, it should be up here and posted in just a couple of minutes after we finish. So I appreciate you all coming out, making me part of your day. It makes it easier for me to get through my day after I've had these good discussions. We'll talk more about doing the co-op stream where we're doing the Call of Duty Warzone thing between Bot Mom, Dad Pool, and I. As we talk about it more, maybe we can talk about it more in Discord. But I'm going to get ready to head down to resupply our fridge and cupboards from good old Wally World down in Rifle, and we'll make a day of it, another day that I don't have to cook, since I'll buy a late lunch once we get down there. So it's a happy thing on two different fronts, even if it is a 45-minute or an hour drive each way to get down there. But want you guys to have a good day. I appreciate y'all. Glad that you made it out again today. That's the fact that you are even here watching us discuss, or if you're even participating in chat. That takes effort, and you need to be commended for that. And I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate the positivity. It helps me through my day, and I hope I make you through your day. I hope it makes it easier for you to get through your day after watching these streams and participating and whatnot. So each day we get a little bit stronger. Each day our numbers get a little bit higher. More people listening, more people talking can only be a good thing. Okay. I want you guys to have a great day, not just because I said so, but because I think you guys deserve it. Have a good day.